Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Alright, so I've made a bit of progress since the last stream. I don't remember exactly where I left off, but I'll just tell you what I've been working on for the past, 1 or 2 days. Basically, I got string constants. Those are working. They were pretty easy. Although I still have to do some things, because if I show you for a second, if I print out a string, escape, those don't work. So if I do like a /n or a /t or whatever, escape sequences, they just, they don't do anything right now. So I'm going to do that probably today. And I also fixed the access operator, so the 2 brackets. So if you have something such as, let's see. Oh, down here. If you have a variable, for example, called ARR, this is just like an array variable, I guess. It's defined as a pointer to an int. And this is dynamically allocated memory. It's just malloc, which is just borrowed from standard C. So this allocates 8 4-byte pieces of memory. So it's just like length 8 array. And then if I set like the second value of that equal to 72, and then print that out. Let's compile this and run, then it prints out H. So basically you have dynamically allocated arrays. I don't have constant arrays, like you can't do, I'll probably implement, but I don't have it yet, something like that. And then you can like give an initializer list. But right now it's just dynamically allocated. Another thing that I was working on was, let's see. Well, if I go up here, I have a new keyword, which I call exact. So in like C or C++ or whatever, you can have a function like this one, for example, print int, where the argument is defined as an integer, and then you just do something with it. And you can call this function do I use it anywhere here? Yes, I do. So if I print a variable named x, for example, and I can define x as, let's see, let's leave that there, 70 plus 2. So by default, this is an assigned int 32, as it is in most languages. And when you pass that to print int, it typically gets casted to whatever the argument is. So if I have this set as a unsigned int 64, this will still compile. And the reason why that is because... Oh. Okay, never mind, this didn't compile. That was actually kind of unexpected. Okay, I need to fix that. But let's assume that it compiled. If it compiled, then it would have just converted the argument passed, x, into a unsigned int 64. But sometimes you don't want that to happen. So for example, I have all of these typecasts. You sometimes want to handle those differently. In this case, they're not handled any differently. So this is a unsigned int 8 and an unsigned int 64, and they're both handled the exact same way for casting. But if you have a more complex type, such as like a string struct, and you want to do some kind of thing like cast int s string, or no, hold on, let's do that like the other way around. Cast string x int. If you have something like a signed int, you want to have it account for a sign. So, you know, if you're trying to convert an integer to a string, then you'd want to add a minus on the front if it's a signed int. And the sign is, of course, activated. But if it's an unsigned int, then you don't even need this logic. So it saves space and it compile resources. So it's just probably better. And something that I've decided to do is also create like some built-in modules. So currently I'm editing a file in modules/built-in/asa.asa. So basically this file, asa.asa, is going to be included in every single compiled program. And it's just going to contain some built-in modules. Like, for example, this is a memory module, and this is a CAS module. And basically, that just defines different things used commonly throughout the language or kind of required. Hi, welcome to the stream, Luca. So things like casting between built-in types. So if you want to convert an unsigned int 8 to a float, then you still want to be able to cast it as if it were a type that you defined on your own. And if you remember, the way that casting works in ASA is essentially a function call. So here I convert this integer here, which is assumed by default to actually be an int 32. I may handle that differently if it's a constant, because obviously you don't want to have to cast constants, but I'm not super decided on that yet. So basically it acts like a function call, but it's not actually calling a function because this is inline, so it's going to be optimized. And so, for example, this float cast right here, that's expecting either an unsigned int 64 or an unsigned int 8. But if I remove this cast to an unsigned int 64, that's just a signed int 32, so this should actually give an error because I used the exact keyword up here. If I didn't have the exact keywords, then it wouldn't throw any kind of error because it does the cast automatically. Oh. Hold on. Let's see, where's that? Which are? Oh, it's right here. There we go. So it says function match not found. The closest prototype requires exact types because I used the exact keyword. Did you try casting? In my free time, primarily I just work on side projects like this, but yeah, I do other things. Let's see, less techie. Yeah, I read for probably about like 2 hours a day. not sure what else, really. Alright, so I'm going to start working on this ASA.ASA built-in modules. Just a bit, because it's going to be pretty important once, more complex programs are achieved. For compiler optimization purposes, I think I should implement this for each type. Recently I've been reading Bill Bryson's A Short History of Nearly Everything, I think it's called, as well as Cormac McCarthy's Blood Meridian. I typically don't just read one at once, I sort of float between like 2 or 3 at a time. Why did that print an X? Oh, print int, that's right. Okay. Oh, I don't think I have a favorite. I probably don't read enough to have a favorite. I don't know, I think Dune was pretty good. I only read the first book. I started the second book, but I didn't really get into it. But I think the first book is pretty well written. How many years have I known how to code? I mean, it kind of depends. Probably like 10. I think 10 years at this point. Yeah, I think in previous streams I've talked about like I started learning JavaScript on Khan Academy, and then I sort of just branched off from there. Oh, one more thing that I forgot to mention is that I also added name mangling. So here, I'll find a less confusing looking function. So are all very confusing looking because those are casts. Oh, here we go. So I have this function called modify reference that is defined right here, and it expects an argument of type reference to an integer. So here inside of the name itself, it adds in the string ref and int. And the reason why it does that is because the LLVM backend does not support functions with the same name. So if I were to have a second function called modify reference, and then I were to have this as a float, a reference to a float, then this would have caused an error before, and it shouldn't cause an error now. Yes, it doesn't. Okay. And that's because it actually gets a unique name based on the arguments that are passed to it. So yeah, this has a unique name now. Hello, welcome to the stream. Although something that I'm just sort of noticing right now is the fact that I declared that as a reference to a float, and I'm setting it to an int, and it doesn't care. So that causes a slight problem in the fact that I'm writing an integer into float memory, so that'll cause a weird looking float. And that's because LLVM does not store the base type inside of pointers anymore. They used to, but they got rid of that functionality. Honestly, I think my type system just sort of needs a better implementation, really. I do have the main channel linking to this one on the main channel page, but I don't really feel the need to link from this one to the main channel because the audience size difference. You're unlikely to be recommended a video from this channel unless you've either seen the one video on this channel or another video from the main channel. So it's not super necessary, I don't believe. I'll be honest, this might just be bloat. Or maybe I should just optimize the compiler itself more, but yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna do all that. That's too much. It is the best video this channel's ever made because it's the only one this channel has ever made. Okay, yeah, I'm not doing all that because then I'd have to do that for every single type. So let's just create casting from float to float, and obviously I want that to exist, but only for the reason that it makes code a little easier, because obviously you might want to do float 0.1, but then this type inside is a lot more complex, like it's some kind of function that returns a pointer to a type. So I'll just, yeah, allow that. I think it makes sense that it wouldn't get the same number of views because that and the robot video that I made, they're not really like on topic for the channel. I've only made game development and programming videos on the channel before, so there's gonna be a lot of like redundant built-in functions, but I think I'm okay with that. Because this one needs float, double, int. I don't know if bool casting is automatic. Might want to handle that as a special case. Not sure. I don't think that will ever happen. Alright, so this should be working. I don't remember if I just compiled or not. Okay. And it works. So basically it's just going to be a huge list of functions. And I think that's what I'm scrolling through right now. Yeah, that's a huge list of functions. These should be in line. I don't know how well they're exactly going to work and optimize, but yeah. I think that's going to kind of be a pain to debug, though. Because you have to, like, scroll through the whole thing. Oh, wait a second. There's something I should have done. I completely forgot that I was dealing with references. Or that I had references. Let's see. Would that be a good thing to do? I mean, it'll save memory. Because then it won't have to do a full copy operation. I probably want to use references, though. Let me see how much those, like, expand the IR, though. Currently, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines long. It doesn't really mean anything for performance, but... Oh, segfault. That's interesting. Yeah, I think this is my type system failing for me. Or rather, that generate cast doesn't work for references. Which would make sense because those are pointers. In which case I can dereference them, I believe. Or not. I think it expects just an identifier. It's my fault. Let's see, what was the error that I was having before? It wasn't that one, it was this one. Left and right arguments of operator must be the same type. Unfortunately, there really is no type information given other than what LLVM has access to. Maybe I can create a function such as... Actually, let's print a token warning. Token warning. Left and right arguments of operator must be the same type. New line. Actually, let's do something else. Arguments. Mismatch. Implicit conversion. Yeah, sure, something like that. And let's not exit, but instead we can do some kind of function call to, let's see. Cast to higher accuracy, or highest accuracy, where basically I can pass in two LLVM values. And then, for example, if one is an int64 and one of them is an int32, we can cast the int32 to int64. Sure, let's do that. Okay. This is a void, because I'll just pass this reference. Pointer reference. And I have the enum right here. Let's see. AST node type. Type is equal to get string type from LLVM type. Okay, some of you may hate me for this, but I'm a little lazy to create a function, a third function, so I'm just going to do this. Get AST node type from string. So I convert it from an LLVM type to a string, and then convert it from a string to an AST node type. Wait, I don't need those 3 pointers, do I? Those are node types. And let's see, if L type is less than R type, that would mean that L type would be more accurate. It'll have more bits or whatever. If it's less than begin unsigned integers. If R type is. So then that would be R is equal to cast. Wait, what is it? Cast L. No. Cast. LVM. What? Okay, hold on. What is it called? Cast value. And it returns an LVM value. And is source signed. Is to signed. And token. So it's, wait, hold on, was it from? Yeah, from to destination. Let's actually make this return a bool for successful. Because this will return... Oh no, it'll do unsupported cast. Shoot. So then I guess I have to pass a token. Token pointer. Let's see, type signs takes in a string. Okay. Guess I have to break these out anyway. followed by, let's see, what was it? The token. So it's a reference, not a pointer. Oh, L more accurate. And this can be avoided again. Don't need that. So if L is less than R and R is less than float, because that will work all the way down from here to Boolean. And actually I want the alternative as well. If signed and R is more accurate. Will be if R type is less than L type and L type is less than that. The same thing down here. And then finally I need to have casting for float, double, and half. And I just realized those are not in order, so I need to move double up one. Let's see, double. And every mention of float now needs to be replaced with double as well. Well, for positional arguments, I mean. Double. No. Nope. This one. Alright, that seems to be it. And here I need to pass the token. And add in the last cases for floats. Which will require one. Oh wait, no, it needs an L and an R. R type. Less than half type. I don't think that'll do anything, because no matter what, it exits here. Well, actually, that's not quite true. Token error. I guess unsupported cast. Alright, so now it'll automatically cast to the highest accuracy required. So this 48 here, and this is an unsigned int 64. The 48 should automatically be casted. Hopefully. Let's see. It should also give a warning as well. Oh, never mind, I got lots of errors. Expected comma or semicolon? Oh, I forgot to use a semicolon on the end of these lines. And obviously I need the prototype for cast value. Token pair has not been declared. Let's see, why is that? Hi, welcome to the stream. Oh, it's giving the error for here, I believe. Or is it? I should probably read the error output. Cogen.h. Yeah, it's not been declared. Honestly, haven't really gotten that far enough to decide. I mean, it's inspired by Jai, which is aimed to be like a game programming language. So, kind of like that. But really, I've barely been focused on the actual design of the language itself, and more just getting the compiler complete. Okay, I think I should have received a warning. Although that would probably be up here. Let's see. Warning, left and right arguments have type mismatch, implicit conversion occurring. Awesome. Are there two of these? I'm not sure why it printed out twice. Let's see. Print int. Yeah, there only seems to be one, so I'm not sure why it's doing that, but it should be implicitly converting now. Now let's get rid of some verbosity. Odd, I'm not sure why it's doing that. Left and right arguments have a type mismatch, implicit conversion occurring. Oh, and also I should probably only run this if there's not a operator overload, because someone may overload plus on like I don't know, a string, for example, for adding a character, so they wouldn't need to have matching types. So if operator overload, else. Operators, instead matching types. I also probably need to make this quite a bit more robust. This was probably one of the first things I ever implemented, and it's not very good looking. I also don't even have all of the operations. Huh, no, it's still giving two different warnings. Or two of the same warning for one thing. Thank you. Yeah, I spend probably more time than I'd like to on them. I mean, my schedule is about one video per year, so that's not very good. But hopefully I can start sharing some of my like smaller projects on the second channel. I just haven't gotten around to editing. I have probably a couple 100 gigabytes of footage, but I'm just not a very good editor, so it takes me a really long time to actually get something that's somewhat coherent. As well as the fact that I typically script my videos, so that requires writing up an entire like 4-page document or so of something to read to the microphone. For the one video on the second channel on Memristers, I actually did that off script, but it took many retries, so I don't think I'm gonna do that again. I'm probably going to write scripts even for the second channel videos. You know, I think I'm just going to do something really quick right here, and that's optimize the built functions, basically. So currently, as you can see here, it's including every single function, which is all of these for the casts, but I'm not using any casts, so it really doesn't need to include all those. I mean, it still needs to do the pass. Like, all these passes still have to be done for the functions. But if I make it verbose, it's not just including it in the pass, it's also including it in the output IR. And it really doesn't need to do that. And, I mean, for a program this small, it doesn't really matter. But once you get into, like, really big programs, you don't want to include every single unused function. So I have my own function ID type called function ID. And basically I can just include a doint32 underscore t uses is equal to 0. So by default, uses will be equal to 0. But anytime something uses it, I'll just increment uses by 1. And then at the end, I'll go through. Let's see. I think I can go through and then delete them from the IR, although I'm not sure how to delete function types from the module. Generate function. Because I know I added, like, let's see. Where do I even add it? Well, I have it like this. It's the function. Let's see. Oh, here. Yeah, I don't do anything with this function value. I think I have to actually look this up. Okay, so it's not like as easy as I'd hoped to actually do this, so I probably don't want it to be uses as a value like that, but rather using an LLVM built-in thing to remove unused prototypes. Let's see. Down here, then I can do... Actually, no, I probably want to create a separate function for this. Move unused prototypes. And then I can... Actually, I need to put this in here. Okay, and then I can call this here. I may expand it to just be for like all types of code, so I'll just say that. And let's see if that works. It does not. But, Oh, well, of course it doesn't. That's not how the module is defined. Not sure why that was. Huh. Let's see. So instead of doing that, it seems to recommend ways by adding a pass. Let's set 0. Do I have the right thing installed or imported? Included? Nope. Alright, so that I believe it work. And then I have to it's the wrong file. So it seems to be different. Or maybe I can actually do this. Create dead prototypes. That's okay. I don't know if that will work. Let's hope it does. The documentation that I'm reading, it's recommending to use a legacy pass manager, but I'm using like I think the new one, so it's a little confusing. Okay. Let's see, what did I get for an error? Wait, where did that error? Create strip dead prototype hash is not declared in the scope. Huh. Okay, maybe I should just copy it. I might have spelled that wrong. Did I spell it wrong? I did. Missed an O. Oh, still didn't work. Okay. Maybe I can use the idea I had before. Call expression. So I should increment it here. should be a built-in way of doing this, so I'm just trying to see if I can get it to work any way possible. Okay. I'm not sure if it called that function. I think I removed that. Yeah. But it didn't have an error, so that's good. Oddly, there are two. I just realized that there are two definitions of the same string for that one function. This one, bracket overload works. I'm not sure why it copies it. And I don't think this did anything. Oddly. So this is the function. And there's no copy function, so that's kind of odd. Oh, wait. What is this? Yeah, no, there's no copy function, so I'm not sure why it does that. Okay, I think I'll just do this the way I've been saying that I'll do this. I'll go through, let's see, for auto reference, FN in function IDs. If FN uses is equal to 0, then FN erased from parent. I don't know if that will work, but we'll see. Oh wait, Wait, function IDs is not pointers? Oh, it's not. Interesting. So it's dot uses dot, and then I actually want the function value. Erase from parent. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Undefined reference to... I just realized I deleted the main function. That's not good. Because the main function, by default, nothing calls it. Okay. If fn dot... let's see, what's the name called? Name. Who would have guessed? That name is not equal to main, then you're allowed to delete it. Awesome, so it only uses one cast, and so there's the one cast, the main function, and then only the things that are used. Awesome. It doesn't do that for, like, variables, but I think that's fine. Let's just see if this, actually works. And it does. Awesome. Now, I probably want to work on a system to get, like, the raw string. I don't know if LLVM has a built-in way to do it, though, so I'm just gonna see if they do. Alright, so because I did not want to implement an entire function for unescaping strings, just had one generated that I hope should work. Let's see. Parser. Or no. Object, I believe. Warning. Yeah, that was a lot. But let's just look through this, make sure everything's okay. Unescaped string. So if C is not equal to a slash, then we'll push back the character. Throw in the escape sequence. Yeah. Let's make this my own error, actually. Oh, this function even supports Unicode. Yeah. Alright, I think that looks good enough. Currently, it includes quotes inside of the token. I'm not sure if I want to leave it like that because, let's see. Where is a string? Because if I want multi-quote string literals, like if I do 3 quote characters, maybe make it like a multi-line string, for example. I'd obviously have to remove extra quotes everywhere that I do that, so let's see. I'm really scrolling. Okay, there we go. So you can see that includes quotes. Okay. So now after running the unescaped string function on this string, it should add like the new line characters and things as the actual value. Oops, that gave an error. Too few arguments. Oh, that's right, you have to pass the token as well. Right, that seems to have worked. Oh, I haven't printed it out yet. So currently the only string with a new line character is inside of the binary access operator overload, so when I just run this, it instead calls that function. Define variable name, I have to actually define that. Let's see. Well, first of all, the music's gone. LVM error. Let's see, what does the string look like? /0 a /0 0. I'm going to just put this inside of the main function so it's not through some other means. Just so I know that it's actually the thing causing the error. And it's not the thing actually causing the error, so I'm not sure why that was. And for some reason, these strings are being defined more than once. Constant data array. I'm making this language kind of because C++ isn't really good enough. I mean, I know that sounds kind of weird, but I don't know. I like C++, but I also kind of want something better. Something better probably does exist as well, but it's also kind of a side project. So yeah, kind of for fun. I mean, I do need something better than C#, obviously. I don't know if you know what Z# is. It's basically the language that kicked off the channel. The language in quotes. It's like, it's very bad, basically. And I don't really want that to be the best language that I make. Huh. Yeah, it's very weird. So it's if it's a string constant node, and there should only be one string constant node. I don't want it to be like nested or something. Okay, and these warnings are also double. Function definition. Am I accidentally generating functions twice? I have it set up as a 2-pass compilation. So the first pass is this one, and it's at a depth of 0, and then the second one is at a depth of 1. The 0 depth is like a special one that basically collects like constants and function prototypes so that the compiler knows that they exist before they're actually called. Ideally, yeah, the programming language ASA should be like basically a drop-in replacement for C++. I mean, not really drop-in in terms of like integrating it with existing projects. I'm not sure how well that will be. I mean, you can, have extern functions and stuff. But I basically just want it to be like as good, but preferably better. And yeah, ideally, it'll be the main programming language that I use. I don't really care if anyone else decides to use it or not. I mean, it would be better because it's an open source project. Okay, so I need to add in, I think, a check for the current depth inside of generate function. Generate function. If pass equals 0, the function. Okay, I already have that. Yeah, it shouldn't be generating the function body at all. Maybe I can print out at generate constant. I mean, I'll be honest, the main reason I'm creating this language in the first place is just because I was inspired. Because I watched John Blow's talks on Jai. And like a lot of the features in it, I just really wanted. Jai is still, you know, like heavily in development, and I think it's still closed source. So, I mean, I could get access to it, like if I asked, but it's also probably just more fun to create my own, even if it like doesn't live up to Jai. String generated past 1. String generated past 1. Okay, so each of those are run twice. I'm genuinely not sure why that is. And it's right after the other. Oh, it's probably this, actually. Yeah, because it's generating the code for the functions, which generate their body, and then it's going into the child nodes, and then generating the code for the functions. So I think that might be it. Yeah, generate output code probably does not need to be recursive at all, because each of the nodes knows how to generate its own children. Yeah, okay. Error. Hold on. Wait, undefined reference to main. I think that might be because it's in a scope body, perhaps? Okay, I need to go through this a lot faster. The AST generator is like super long. How much is ASA inspired by Java? Oh, Jaya? Are you referring to Jai? It's spelled J-A-I, if you are. It's pretty much like... I mean, on the outside, it looks very similar. I have like the same style of... like the function definitions. I think the like variable typing I think is pretty much the same, and the compiler directives, those are the same with like the hash and then the keyword. But then past that, it's more just my preferences rather than like copying Jai, because even Jai I'm not super like happy with. I mean, there are some positive aspects about it, like way more than C or C++, but then there's some things that I just don't like how they're implemented. I mean, I might be wrong, but for now I'm just implementing things like how I think would be like the nicest and like most cohesive way. Alright, so basically, if the case is scope body, then basically you just need to go through its children. So that's how it had to be organized. And scope body should never be reached. For things like functions, it'll first catch it as a function, and then the scope body will be generated, on its own. This is only if you generate your own scope with braces like this, without a statement or anything. I don't think the language is able to parse something like that. Oh wait, no, it actually is. It should be able to, yeah, because I checked for an open brace, and then I gather to the next brace. So that should work, actually. Although it wouldn't really do anything. I don't think I have support for making the scope, making an actual scope where defined variables and things are separate from the above scope. Undefined function. So I think I also need to add in a special case for extern in the first pass. And I forget what that's called. Compile time directive. Is extern. Okay, so that's what it's called. Oops. Okay, this file is very long. I have to do 4 nines to get to the end. So case compile time directive, and only if is extern the flag is true, then I process it. Well, it passes equal to 0. So if node is extern and pass is equal to 0, or pass is greater than 0, and then do this. Generating for that. And then call the generate function. Let's see. Okay, once I demonstrate this working, I'm going to take like a 5-minute break. Sorry that the compile times for the compiler are so long. Okay. Undefined function still. Let's see, extern. Okay, so those externs are generated, it seems. Well, I'll come back to it. See you all in a few minutes. Right, and I'm back. Okay, so it said undefined function. And that was for the extern. So it calls generate scope body, and that has a prototype. Actually, let's see what that looks like. Extern has a scope body and has compiler defined function. And it uses generate function. Okay. Generate function. Is this music too quiet? Kind of sounds it. So it should be generating the prototype no matter what. I don't think there's a pass check in here though. Yeah, it should add it no matter what. Undefined function, put char. Yeah, that's right there. Okay. And that did nothing. Let's see, what is undefined function actually from? Generate call expression. Or what I'm generating for scope bodies. You should only be generating the one scope body for the global scope. Let's see. Generic scope body. Forgot to add a new line character. Okay, so there's more than that. That's not good. The AST shouldn't have more than that, though. Let's make that a right line. Let's look at the AST, because that doesn't really make sense. So it has one right at the beginning. That should be the global. And then one right after main. See, right after main, so that would be down there. Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, these are expected. They're the scope body for the module. That's what this is. And so those are fine. So that's for the print module. And then this one is for the CAS module. I think we'll just completely remove all that. Let's change the intent of these to actually be depth +1, so that way I can actually see if they're like inside of a scope body instead of all being on the same level. ASA doesn't really stand for anything. Or maybe it does. I'll keep you guys guessing. No, I already said it in an earlier stream. Doesn't really stand for anything. I mean, I guess like the A and then the S is like AstroSam, but then the A at the end doesn't really do anything. It's primarily just made up. Alright, so now we can see that these passes are indented. So first it generates the main scope body for global, and then it generates each of these prototypes and the externs. And then it generates the scope body for the included print module. And then the CAS module. And then I believe that that scope body is for the memory module. And then it goes to the next pass. Huh. I don't know, is it the order that it's in? No. Is it the type then? It shouldn't be requiring an explicit or an exact type, I mean. Yeah, so it says undefined function. I'll just create like a simple debug function. Let's call it like print function IDs. Or, you know, I won't even make that a function. We'll just iterate through all the function IDs. Okay. You know, I feel like eventually someone's going to make some kind of edit of the stream with all of the compile time removed. It'll probably be pretty useful because it may be, you know, half an hour worth of just sitting and waiting for the program to compile. Alright, so I should have printed out all the functions right here, but I didn't. So that's weird. It's very weird. Function IDs should not have a length of 0. That did successfully compile, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so it seems nothing is being added to function IDs. I stream on YouTube primarily because that's where my audience is. I don't think I'd really want to stream on Twitch because it's more difficult to get someone to switch to a different platform than just a different channel on the same platform. So that's why I do it. But I think Twitch is probably, you know, better suited to streaming. But I don't really care because I'm basically just, it is just me sitting here programming, so there's not really much of a difference. See, it's not removing the prototypes, is it? Let's see. I don't think so. so now it should print out every time it adds a function to the function IDs list. Because I'm still not really sure why it's empty. Okay. Added function. Okay, so it is adding functions to function IDs, as it should be, and that is past 0. Oh, but it's not doing that for externs. Okay, so that's a problem. But why is it not doing it for externs? Let's go to put var. Other defined function. Identifier node. I mean, it looks well formed to me. So it's quite weird. So generating for extern. And it should generate it like a scope. Oh, it's generating like a scope. That's not right. I don't really have the knowledge yet to know the best path to take. I'm still working, on the compiler. I think it's going okay so far. And I'm using LLVM as a backend, so I'm not completely making it like totally from scratch, like from the front end, like the actual code, processing, parsing, tokenizing, all the way to the assembly and then the machine code. I'm letting LLVM handle some of that for me, but that's probably what I would do. I've honestly found it easier than just like creating a transpiler to something like C. And it has like the same support and everything, so Child nodes 0. I don't know if that will compile, but we'll see. Oh, actually, doesn't matter if it compiles. That's the wrong child. Child node 0 is the identifier. I want it to be the body. Hi, welcome to the stream. It's going okay. I'm fixing bugs. You know, ideally, I think if ASA becomes like a complete language and like a used language, I'm not going to be using something like the main branch of LLVM. I'm definitely going to modify it to suit it to my needs. Because basically LLVM is designed to work for languages like C and C++. But ideally my language won't be super like those. It will be better than those. I mean, that is like a lofty goal, but it will probably need some kind of modification to the LLVM backend. I need to add an extra 1 to that. But for externs, let's see, generating 4, and then there's nothing. I mean, that makes sense, actually. But even after generating that, it doesn't say it's added a function. Huh. Maybe I should manually set it. Because currently it's like compiler defined function. Or currently it's not compiler defined function. It's generate scope body. So for hash in extern, body node, I want to set the cogen equal to, wait, hold on. That's a lot of scrolling. Scope body. Yeah, it already has compiler defined function as a child node. So it wouldn't make sense to set the parent node as that. Is it this function, set children as extern? don't think so. It shouldn't be this remove unused prototypes call, but I'll just remove that anyway, just in case. This is definitely very weird. Hi, welcome back to the stream. I think ideally after this language is finished, I might make some kind of tutorial or tutorial series on how to make one, since, you know, I am actually doing this one correctly, as opposed to, of course, C#. But it was really asked for a lot last time for like a tutorial series, but I didn't think it was good enough to make a tutorial on. Okay, so all these generating for extern is not being called, or not adding a function. And so those are generate function, I believe. I think I should throw an error here, or say that there was an error. See, there was a failure to create a function. Because no matter what, I believe this should return an actual value this time. You will be able to create games with the language. How much time do I estimate to finish all of the language? I have no idea. So, you know, I said I was inspired by Jai. The issue is with Jai is that it has been in development since, I believe, 2014. So that's 11 years. And it's still not complete. And not only is it not complete, it's in like a closed beta, so no one can use it either, unless you're like invited to the closed beta. My language will probably be very similar as well. I don't really want to share the source code and stuff until there's actually something worthy of being shared. Alright, so still no print of creating a function for the externs. And it's not this one then. Or this one. If pass equals 0, return the function, but the function shouldn't be... Huh. The prototype should be generated. So that should be called no matter what. Is there an early return in here that I'm missing? not that one, because I have high verbosity. At least I believe. Let me check. Yeah, I have high verbosity. It couldn't be that one. Let me just do like a print at the very beginning to say begin generating prototype. I did not spell prototype correctly. Here we go. Oh, so I don't think I answered your question. A couple of years. It's going to be a couple of years before it's actually finished, at minimum. It's almost in a workable state currently. Like, the couple of years estimate is for if it's in like a good state where a lot of the nice features that I want in a language are implemented. But in probably a week or so, it'll be at a level where you could program like low level, almost as good as like an old version of C. Right now, I'm using NeoVim. So begin generating prototype is, yeah, it's called before adding the function to the function IDs. Okay, but it's not called at all for the externs. That's, huh. That is genuinely surprising. Okay, why is that? Is it even calling generate function then? That doesn't really make sense to me. Oh, I think the music is gone. Okay. I'll tell you, if this is running, but the prototype generator is not, I will have no idea what's going on. Unless I have a check inside of generate scope body for the depth, or the pass number. I don't believe I do, but I'll check. I probably should have checked that to begin with, though. Generate scope body. Yeah, so that iterates through all of the child nodes inside of the scope body. And it just generates the code, so... Huh. Okay, so all of these generate function, and then they generate the prototype. Okay, so extern is not calling the generate function at all. Why is that? Look for all references to pass, because there has to be some kind of check that's not letting it work. I mean, if pass is equal to 0, return the function, but it's not even getting that far because it's not running this entire function. That's... yeah, that's just for the output file. Okay, I just think I went through all those. Maybe he's extern? I forget if I even do a check for is extern on the main extern definition or declaration. No, that didn't fix anything. Although it could be the children as well. No, the only difference is that it doesn't mangle the name. Should gather to the semicolon and then generate the AST. the child node should be function. Or no, colon. And down here, be compiler defined function, generate function. Maybe if I add a code generation for the scope, or as a scope body for extern, but I really don't know why it's not working. Node identifier node does not have a code generator. And yeah, I mean, that makes sense. That should be identifier. Let's make that generate nothing. Pretty sure that's not defined anywhere, so I'll create that. You know, something I really hope ASA does do a lot better than C and C++ is improve compilation times. Unfortunately, I'm technically using the back end of a C compiler, so I'm not sure how much faster it would actually be. Generate nothing. I think I didn't do that as a pointer. Wait, no, I did. Void pointer, generate nothing. Oh, I need to do AST node. Guess I'll move this up. In theory, ASA should be more parallelizable, because each module is sort of like its own like discrete thing, and as well as the fact that the global scope, like where functions and things are defined, that's like shared, and like order doesn't matter or anything like that. So it's sort of like a big pool that every use can then like pull from. Hopefully it should, well, it should get rid of all linker errors for like your own code base. Not really for external ones. Oh, I just fixed it. Okay. Awesome. And let's also just add back the cleaner, because it's still leaving in all of those function prototypes down here. But basically, the compiler will need to be optimized quite a bit to try and work like concurrently. Right now it's just like a single thread that goes through each token and then, you know, each node of the node tree. But it's going to have a system for dependency management, and by dependency management I'm not talking about things such as packages. I'm more referring to a piece of code that another piece of code depends on. For example, I have this statement down here, x is equal to x plus 1. Well, this statement right here, it has a dependency on x already existing. So I want the ASA compiler to basically be able to look at a statement like this, find the dependency, and then backtrack to where the dependency is fulfilled. So here we define x as 70 plus 2. And then when it has that sort of dependency manager, first of all, it can cut out a bunch of stuff, but it can also sort of like compute things in place. And I'm going to have compiler time code execution as well. That's a big thing in Jai. It's like one of the things that made me super inspired, among other things though, where you can essentially just do run and then anything, like any piece of code. You can put any piece of code right here, or you can do put string, and then this prints out during compilation. So basically, you can run any piece of code of your own program while it's compiling, not after it's compiling. So it doesn't compile the entire thing and then it runs your output executable. Instead, it runs this like entire piece of code, and it also, you know, finds its dependencies and everything so that those pieces are created. And what that will essentially be able to do is, first of all, remove all build systems. So you don't need things like CMake or Make, or I'm using Ninja right now for this compiler. You don't need some external program just to build your program. Because that's really funny. That's a funny thing to do. You already have a compiler, so why do you need a second program in order just to create the files for the compiler to actually know what to do? That's like a mind-blowing thing. It does make sense in the context of like when the compilers were actually developed, which is like for C++ like the 90s, and C a little earlier. Because there's limited memory and computation speed, and there are many limitations that mean you'd want to break up your program, and yeah, it's still not super great though. But for a modern system, you don't want to have a build system. And it kind of bloats your project as well, because it makes like a ton of make files or CMake files. You're not supposed to like push them to Git or something, but it still takes up space on your computer. I haven't learned any computer science in university yet, no. Okay, so now I have to work on... For some reason, the strings are being defined more than once, and that's kind of weird. Someone has main function works and bracket overload works, and those are the only instances of those, so that's odd. String generated, yeah, it says string generated twice for some reason. I'll look at the AST, but I don't believe I ever find them twice. I haven't taken any classes for computer science, basically ever, other than, I don't know if you count Khan Academy when I was like 9 or something. So no, nothing has really helped in any way for language development. I'll probably eventually take something, but I haven't technically decided on a major either. I mean, I have decided on a major, but I haven't actually decided in my mind that I actually want to major that major. I think most likely it will be something like electrical engineering, or maybe something computer science. I don't really know. Main function works. So that's only defined once. Maybe the string constant is returning not an address, but the actual value, in which case that would probably create it a second time. Generate constant. Get element pointer. Huh. I don't think I should return global string. I should return the pointer to the string, but well, I don't know. The problem is the fact that it's saying string generated 2 times in a row. All right, thanks for stopping by. Okay, I don't think this will work. Well, it didn't crash, but it also didn't fix the issue. Okay. mean, I guess I could just do a check every time I want to create a string literal. Math. Type global variable. All right, and then do a check to see if it exists. So I'll find global variable pointer, global string, null pointer. If global string equals what do I call it? Global string literal constants. String value. Wait, I don't think that would work. Dot find string value. It's not equal to global string literal constants dot end. I think that's the right way to do it. Then global string is equal to global string literal constants string value. Else do all that. And then I believe that's where I want it to end. Okay. Oh wait, I actually need to add it as well. So I'll do global string literal constants at string value is equal to global string. Okay, so now we only have two strings. Nice. That's because it should reuse the data because it's a constant. The specialty of the language, well, I mean, it's kind of copying Jai. basically, it's like a better workflow than something like C and C++. Speed, it should be about as fast as C or C++. No, it should be about as fast as C++. Because I'm going to be adding some like object-oriented stuff that would probably slow it down if you choose to use it. But I mean, it's obviously compiled with LLVM, which is, you know, the same backend as Clang, so it should be as fast as Clang. I mean, I wouldn't say that my IR output is, you know, super clean. I still have a lot of cleaning up to do, probably. But it's gonna be relatively good. Oh, and there's a new line. I'm not sure if I even showed that off yet. Yeah, escape characters. I mean, ASA is kind of... It's about the same, like, abstraction level as C++. Maybe even less so. So it's not like a super high-level language, so it should stay relatively fast, but, you know, it will require, like, manual memory management, optimizing your own code, although I hope to have the compiler have some kind of optimization passes. Let's see. And, you know, I still haven't implemented structs yet. I'm going to be using structs for like strings, I believe. I'm not sure if me adding this right now will cause it to break, because I'm not actually including this module. Let's see, how was I defining structs? I think it was string struct, like that. Yeah, like that. Let's compile. Okay, good, no error. So I can sort of block out what strings will be like. So I'll want some kind of function for like size. That's pretty important. It would return a uint 32. And then, you know, an important data type is, you know, the char pointer that points to the beginning. Well, I can call it value. Oh, I'm accidentally writing in the wrong language. That's... yeah. That's what it is. let's see, I probably want a cast object. Yeah, so obviously strings are gonna be a struct, so they're not like technically built in, but I'll have the char pointer. So I'll have a cast from to a string from a char pointer, which I'll just call C. Or actually, no, I don't want that to be a cast. It can be a sub-function. Well, I guess I can just put it in here, actually. And we'll have a for loop that goes through every character of the character string until the until the null character is reached. So how would I write this? Actually, it would be a while loop. Actually, just as like a safety precaution, I won't have it as a while loop, because otherwise it'll continue adding memory into your string for infinity. That'd be a bad idea. So for I goes from 0 to well, it would be like the max value of a uint 32, but I'd probably like to have something like uint 32 dot max, right? But that's not implemented yet. So let's just do 65535. That's only for a 16, but I don't have the number off the top of my head for a 32-bit number. No, 65536 actually, because it's exclusive. Yeah. And then I'll set the value at I as equal to C. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, so I need to malloc the memory. So let me include the module is it include? No, it's import. Yeah, import. Let's import built-in memory. It's right here, but I don't know. I think it makes it like a little more cohesive. And this actually doesn't do anything unless you don't include memory, but you should probably always be including memory. So it just ensures that it's there. And luckily, there's no like double includes like in C without the pragma ones. So that won't do anything if you actually did include it. So I want to have like a count. set I equals 0. And then go for 0 to 65536. Then I plus plus. Actually, let's do length. And then this way it will go through all the way until the end of the character string. Alright, bye. Thank you for stopping by. And then if C at... Oh, I do need I still. So I from 0 to 65536. If the character is equal to /0, which is just the null string or null character, then break. And then for 0 to length, and we'll use I again, of course. Value I is equal to C at I. But we also need to allocate the memory. So here we do value is equal to malloc and a character is 2 bytes. So 2 times length. Alright, and then down here we'll just set length equal to len. And that should be it for the conversion from a character string to a string. For some reason, YouTube won't let you send the value of 2 to the power of 32. Do they just not let you send numbers? Maybe because they think it's a phone number. It's probably around the same like this one, isn't it? Yeah, you know what, I'll just look that up myself. I don't want to leave that as a 16-bit number. There we go. There. Oh, and let's override the operator for accessing individual characters of the string. So if I do binary : and then s string ref, I guess, because, well, I mean, this is the string. Yeah, I'm not super sure about that. Obviously, we don't want to copy the string. Well, it's not that large, it's just a pointer and a length value currently, but still. Oh, but I don't have handling of sure. I don't know if this code will work. I int. And then we need to return a character value. Does ASA have errors? It does have errors. It has so many errors. But no, it doesn't really. I mean, it has like syntax errors, and it has like warnings and things like that for generation of the IR, and you know, syntax and stuff. Like, for example, this one right here, this is a warning because this right here uses a unsigned int64 and it adds an int32. I mean, that's just how it's handled right now. Constants are just assumed to be int32s for integers. So it warns you that it's converting. But there's also errors for like unmatched braces and like other syntax errors. I'm going to probably add like debugging of some kind. Haven't really thought about that at all yet though. So then we return value at I. Oh wait, what is the... I guess if it's not used... Well, technically that would be s dot value at I. This isn't code that currently works because I don't have struct generation. I have to actually read up on how structs are handled inside of LLVM. But yeah, when it is working, it should work. So basically this is pseudocode at the moment. Oh, I should make it inline. I'm also going to add more, like, function modifiers. That's what I call the things that go between the parentheses and the curly braces. Basically, right now I just have inline. But how the parser actually sort of works is it goes between them as semicolon separated expressions. So I could have something else. I haven't thought of anything else, but let's say I have another inline. That should work, and you can have like as many of those as you want. And obviously, if you have a ton, you probably want to actually do this, where you turn them like that, just so it's like a little more clear what the modifiers are on the function. And I think I also stated in like the first stream that I want runtime redefinable functions by default. like where you could do, so let's say I have this function called newLine and a function called period, where it places a period. I want it to be able to do something like newLine, and then it prints a new line, but then you do newLine is equal to period, and then when you print newLine again, it prints a period, and then that just works. Although I'm not sure. So by default, having function identifiers be function pointers will just slow everything down, because obviously you have to dereference the pointer in order to actually get the function address. So I'll probably have to make a system that checks if a function is ever redefined, and then if it is, set it as a function pointer, and then go back and fix all of the accesses and calls. But then otherwise just leave it as a normal function so that it's actually optimized. So return length. Okay, I copied that. And then obviously you're going to want to be able to add from strings, or add to strings. So binary plus s string, and then character. Oh, and this doesn't need to return. Oh, no, it does need to return. It needs to return the string. Alright, so when you add to a string, what you want to do is well, when you're adding one character, I guess you can just do length plus equals 1. Oh, I forgot about something. The plus plus operator. Let's see. Need to add a new module. Let's call it operators. And to binary plus. So for example, an integer, or no, not plus, plus, int, yeah, int, and I want it to take in an I of an int type, and it can be any int type. Basically, I don't have the plus plus operator or the minus minus operator, which just increments by 1. So I'll do I. Oh wait, no, it needs to be a reference. Ref. Okay. Plus plus is plus equals 1. And return I. And then binary minus minus on an integer does the exact same thing, except minus. And I'm not sure if that code will work, but let's try it out. Not to mention the fact that I have to make it inline. Yep. Oh wait, I forgot to build. Unmatched brace there. Why is that? That's kind of a weird location. Oh, okay, I keep on writing in C style, and that's not how my functions work. Okay, that's some kind of, yeah, generate the variable expression for the reference as a operator. I don't think I have functionality for that, so I don't think I'm going to deal with it right now. Oh wait, binary. These are supposed to be unary. I don't know if that's what caused the error or not. I mean, definitely if you're asking if ASA has good error handling, currently it is very far from it. Most errors are actually given by GDB. Alright, so let's work on strings again. Length plus equals 1. Is there no way to... I'll be honest, I don't use this kind of super low-level memory management, like in C, ever. So I'm not sure if there's a way I can just allocate one more, or two more bytes. Wait, 2 bytes. I don't need to allocate 2 bytes, it's just 1 byte because these are 8-bit values. Yeah, a char is only 8 bits. I don't know, I guess I'll just allocate a completely new area of memory and then copy the string over. So malloc, oops, I need the type to be a character pointer, and allocate the memory to be equal to length. Copy the old string over, so I'll go from I is equal to 0 to, let's see, length minus 1. Set new address at I equal to, I have it called value, but that's kind of not right. So new address at I is equal to address at I. And it goes through every existing character. And then after that, I want to call free on the old address. And then set address equal to new address. And then return S. Well, and then I want this to be a ref actually, and then these are supposed to be S dot. And I don't know if I want to use the dot as the operator to get like a child value, but I mean, I guess I'm just kind of used to it. But I really don't want to use I'm used to it as an excuse to implement a feature the way that I am, so oh, actually, this wants to go to, let's see, s.length. Yeah, actually, I do want that to be -1. And then s.length, let's see, new address at s.length. I want to set equal to the new character. So that sets the last one, or s.length -1. Equals the new character. And then I'll do the same thing for adding a string to a string. So an s.length plus equals other string dot length, and then new address, allocate the memory, I'll probably want a new variable called old length is equal to s dot length. Address I is equal to s.address.I, and then free that. And then I want to have another for loop. Go from, let's see, old length to other string dot length. New address I is equal to other string dot address I, or no, I minus old length. And I believe that should be it. Okay, so that's like a basic string. it's probably too much in the style of C++, honestly. I may refactor. Yeah, I think I may refactor some of this. But anyway, for the most part, I think I got quite a bit done today. I'm going to research just implementing structs and LLVM. And yes, 4 hours in already. So thank you everyone for watching this far. And I'll see you again, probably not tomorrow again. I'll